Basics of steel structure. Introduction. Steel. For mild steel equals iron contain is 90% plus carbon is less than 2%. Carbon steel contain equals more than 2% to 5% carbon content. Wrought iron contains more than 0.5% of carbon content. And in alloy steels it contains other elements like manganese, chromium, nickel. Carbon content in steel. Carbon content in steel affects as follow. 1. By increasing carbon content it increases hardness, tensile strength, and yield strength. And 2. By increasing carbon content it decreases toughness and ductility for steel. Basic mill products are plates, bars and sections like I, C and L. Common types of steel. First, mild steel or carbon steel. 90% of steel is this type. Mild steel is stiff and strong. It has magnetic properties. And it is highly corrosive. Second is stainless steel. Add approximate 11% chromium. It does not stain, corrode, and rust. Available in different grades like 301, 316, and more. Structural steel building. A structure which is made from organized combination of structural steel members. Members are designed to carry loads and provide adequate rigidity. Very stiff in respect to their cross-sectional area. Thus can support a high load without excessive sagging. Can have longer span members than reinforcement cement concrete beams. Some common sections of steel. Here an image showing some sections of steel like I section, H section, I section with tapered flange, Chanel section with tapered and parallel flange, L section with equal angle and unequal angle, T section which could also made by the cutting of I or H section, flat section, square section, and round section. Structural sections. I or H beams. Web, one vertical member is known as web. Flange, two horizontal elements are known as flanges. It classified as. First is ISLB or Indian Standard Lightweight Beam. It is light rolled steel joist and used for light loads. Second is ISMB or Indian Standard Medium Weight Beam. It is medium rolled steel joist and general purpose of having versatile use. Third is ISHB or Indian Standard Heavy Weight Beam. It is heavy rolled steel joist and used to carry heavy loads. And final one is ISWB or Indian Standard Wide Flange Beam. It is wide rolled steel joist and it is special purpose rolled steel joist having wide flanges. Structural sections, T. The T-beam is best utilized as a load-bearing beam, and it allows for large loads to be carried appropriately. Structural sections, L angles. These types of angles are of two types. First is equal angles, and second is unequal angles. It is have specified sizes, thickness, and weights for angles. It generally used in steel-framed buildings, roof trusses, fencing and more. Structural sections, plates. Plates are wider form of flat with thickness 5 to 50 mm and width up to 1500 mm. It generally used to connect built-up girders, beams and columns. It also used as tension members of steel roof trusses and base plates. Structural shapes, bars. Types of bars. There are two types of bars. First is mild steel bars. As per Indian Standard 432, Part 1 1982. It is used for tensile stress of reinforced cement concrete slab, beams etc. Bars are plain in surface and around sections. Its diameter varies from 6 to 50 mm. Second is deformed steel bars. It consist of TMT bars, thermomechanically treated bars, and HSD steel bars, high-strength deformed bars. Tolerances. It is not possible in rolling process to produce sections to the exact dimensions specified. It is allowances for the following factor: slight variation in member length, inaccurate location of holes, out of squareness of member ends, variation in depth of welded girders. Bolting. Bolt, with nuts and washers, are normally used for temporary joining of structural members. It is adopted where riveting is difficult due to any reasons. Welding. Technique used for joining metallic parts, usually through the application of heat. There are 3 types of weld. First one is lap joint. Second one is butt joint. And the last one is fillet joint. Gases used in arc welding. Common gases used for cutting are LPG and oxygen. Hose pipe. It is generally of rubber with diameter of 20 mm. NRV. It is known as non-return valves. Flashback arrestor, which is gas safety device and it protects from big explosion. Nomenclature of members. Base plate. It is provided beneath column. Column load spreads to larger area. It helps transfer loads to concrete foundations. Cleat angle. A small bracket formed of angle iron which is used to locate or support member of structural framework. It is also used to secure the structural elements at right angles. Gusset plate. Gusset plate are plates that are used to connect beams and girders to column or to connect truss members. That connection can be bolted, riveted or welded. Interconnections of structural members. An image shown below gives basic idea of interconnections. Isometric view of beams to stanchion connection. Steel stanchion, with welded joints. Advantage of structural steel. First is high strength. The high ratio of strength to weight or the strength per unit weight. Second is excellent ductility and seismic resistance. It can withstand extensive deformation without failure even under high tensile stress. Third is elasticity, uniformity of material. Predictability of properties, close to design assumption. And last one is ease of fabrication and speed of erection. Disadvantages of structural steel. Susceptibility to corrosion. Loss of strength at elevated temperature. Susceptibility to buckling. Fatigue and brittle fracture. Factors affecting life of steel structure. Chemical composition. Process of metallurgy. Time effect. Cold work. Temperature. Rate of stressing.